His name is Jay Edwards. He'll be performing with the Bose Extravaganza at Atomic Speedway the first weekend in May. I can't wait for you to hear what he sounds like. Coming up next.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
Happy to have a sit down and talk with Jay Edwards. Jay is going to be part of the Bose Extravaganza coming to Atomic Speedway May 6th through the 8th. And Jay, I'll tell you, I was introduced to your music over the weekend, and the very first song I clicked on, Come On In, the Whiskey's Fine, it blew me away. I thought Chris Stapleton was described to me with part of your voice description, and I thought, man, this is more powerful than Stapleton.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. I lie and tell everybody I'm his older brother, but
yeah,
no connection.
Now I know that you do a lot of your own material, and that's something that's probably not very well heard of people who are not, say, making it big, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I've done all original stuff for, I don't know, 10 years at least, and been running down Broadway and 2nd Avenue here in Nashville as the only all original show for 7 years, for sure. And you know, it just kind of goes back to the days of John Prine or somebody like that. But I've written so many songs, and I'm so old. That's the other thing. Why not? Let's just do it. And they told me it couldn't be done, but I don't think it's been done here in Nashville in 30 years. But
and that has to be the big challenge there, I would imagine. Everybody wants to hear something they're familiar with, but I tell you, the ones that are the true music lovers want to hear all the original stuff.
Well, I mean, we get it all the time. I mean, the venue owners, they're the ones that are saying, "Oh man, you got to play something that everybody knows." You know, they know, you got to know what they know, and you got to play what they know. The thing about it is, we set up and people come. There's 2016, there was 13 million people came to Nashville because it was Music City. Some of that was Predators, some of that was the Titans, and some of that was bachelorette parties. But for the most part, I mean, you're talking about 13 million people. And that's a lot of people walking up and down Broadway looking for something new. And then they get there and say, I could have stayed in Wisconsin and heard my cousin's band for, you know. So we really hit a niche. And I'm not saying that everybody could do 4 hours of original music and then walk away and say, oh man, I forgot to sing that song. But, you know, they could do a little bit more downtown by bringing in a show and playing something besides that barroom top 40. And so I get it. I agree with you. When the drunks when they get drunk, they can't remember but about 20 songs.
They just know they had a good
Country
time,
Roads, right? Dixieland. So, but I'm telling you, we're doing great. People come in and they say, we're from Chicago. We've been here 8 days. This is the first original song we've heard. So I think the biggest thing is, like you said, is just people not knowing. I tell everybody all the time, I said, why don't y'all call Bobby Bones or somebody and tell him, hey, there's this dude down there playing 4 hours of original music and people are listening to it. But we'll find out.
Have you had Bobby Bones stop down and show some interest in you?
Well, no. I wish he would. I mean, I wish somebody would. The last time we saw the television show or something, or saw a TV crew down in Broadway at 2nd Avenue was when they had the NFL draft down there. So nothing to do with music, you know, but we're having the NFL draft and all of a sudden here comes all the TV crews. It's like, woo! So, like, I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
People all over the world still think this is Music City, but I don't know.
I'll see if I can make some contacts for you with my people and Bobby Bones people. See if we can get you together.
Please do. Bobby Bones, American Songwriter magazine. Some of these guys, somebody needs to hear about this. I appreciate it, man.
Well, I know you got your guitar with you, and you said you'd be willing to play a tune or two for us, and it doesn't have to be the whole thing, just, whatever you feel like doing this, because we're recording this in the morning, and
Yeah.
folks who play music late at night are not always ready early in the morning, right?
Well, yeah, I was joking. I got me a Dr. Pepper, so we're kicking.
Okay, good.
Radio.
What do you want to share with us this morning?
Let's do a little song. We're finally going to get to put on an album here as soon as I can get it mixed and out, mixed and mastered. It's got 17 songs on it, and but this is a little song that I've been trying to put on a record for a good long time. This is called "It Ain't Really Love Until Somebody Gets Hurt." So kind of a Delbert McClinton-ish type song.
Good.
The tear in her eye tell me goodbye. So she won't share the love with nobody else. She made up her mind there'll be no next time. She's going back to Arkansas all by herself. And I reach out to hold her, and I tell her, all I can tell her is, it ain't really love till somebody gets hurt. Love can't mend your heart unless you break it first. Till somebody can't sleep at night, holding on to the pillow so tight. Oh, but it ain't really love till somebody gets hurt. No, it ain't really love till somebody gets hurt. Ooh, this must be love. That's a short version of it.
Oh, fantastic. Very unique sound to your voice. And I know that you've got a Pentecostal background. And how much of this was developed during your church days there, and what you've developed just over time?
I'm going to say there was a large percentage of it. And then there was just, the last 20 years is some ripening that I guess would be the deal. And it sounds like I've hung out in the honky tonks for my whole life. But no, the first 30 years was in the church and playing and singing. But those services, they went all night sometimes. So.
Oh yeah.
But then I think I get people talk to me now and they're like, man, I heard you 20 years ago, and and there's some growth there. So I know that we've done a little something. But I did sound kind of like this when I was 12. So most like this when I was 12, which is kind of weird. My head was the same size too, so it's not really.
As we mentioned, I know you do a lot of original music, but I'd tell you, after hearing your voice the first time, I thought it'd be cool to hear him do Joe Cocker's "Get By with a Little Help from My Friends."
Somebody was talking to me, was it the day before yesterday? And they were like, man, we got to get you on TikTok, but we need you to sing, and we get by with a little help from my friends. I just need that. I think that's going to do it. I was, well, I'll compromise. I used to play it. I love Joe Cocker. In fact, we wrote a song. A friend of mine, Mr. Jamie Saylor, and I wrote this song, and it kind of takes that first little groove from "Feeling All Right" and kind of turns it into a country song. But Cocker was a big influence for sure. Bob Seger and Joe Cocker, those old cats as well.
Well, you've certainly developed something that is extra catchy. And we appreciate you sharing that with us. Now, when you come here to Chillicothe, you'll be performing with somebody you've befriended, John Schneider, and you've got how many years experience with him now?
Well, it came about in 2000, first of 2019. So it's been just three years. But it with John, it's it's just almost overnight. You meet him, and the next thing you know, that's your brother. He's just right there. And I love what he does too. First of all, let me say this about John. John ain't scared of nothing. I mean, not just that he'll drive those race cars and stuff, and he'll take on any project, but John ain't scared of nobody. He can sing with the best of them. He had #1 hits, in the '80s, and so because he's like that, and he's not afraid, he'll pull anybody up on the stage. And I'm talking about, he's not up there saying, "Oh, somebody's going to take my job," or "Somebody's going to get this from me." He's just all about collaboration and bringing in people, and we have a great time. And it is old school. You never know who's going to be up there, and so it's not competition by any means. It's just the greatest time. And go up there with Cody McCarver, Keith Burns, and me and Keith, we mess around with each other a little bit, and rib each other like we're going to take each other's spot. But it's just a great time, man.
On the business side, you got to think you being a free agent, so to speak, being independent, you're not tied to a recording company that's saying, no, you can't do this, or no, you can't do that, but you got to do this. That freedom's got to be pretty nice for you too, I'm sure.
It is. But everything's a blessing and a curse. And let me say that first, but then I'll come back to that. The curse side of that is that when you're independent, there's still other guys out there that are saying, no, we don't want him on the stage with that dude at this time. And so you kind of have to deal with that. But being independent, it is also great too, when you don't have somebody telling me what I can do. And I don't know if we'll ever get a record deal, but that'll definitely be in the contract. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna collaborate and sing with as many people as I can, write with as many people as I can, and go wherever I want to go. And that's what it's all about. If we're doing stadiums one weekend, we might be doing a little honky tonk or hootenanny down in the middle of Louisiana the next weekend. And that's what I'm all about. So.
As we mentioned, you'll be here in Chillicothe that first weekend in May. But if someone wants to make a trip down to Nashville, how can they find you?
The best thing to do is start with the website. It's just the letter J, jedwardsmusic.net or .com, either one. I just purchased the .com here, came open here recently, but J Edwards Music looks like Jedwards, but that's somebody totally different. But jedwardsmusic.net, and then there's all the social media. But we have the schedule posted, the show schedule posted on the website, and we also do the Facebook events and Instagram. And I tell you, if you want a dose of what J Edwards is all about, go to the YouTube page. Same thing, J Edwards Music on YouTube, and we got all kinds of stuff on there. And I love sitting around here in the studio and doing. We don't have the color scheme mapped out right yet, so I do a lot of black and white in the studio. So,
but that gives you that little noir feel.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, of course, if you head to Nashville, make sure you're looking at Broadway. You've seen Broadway in New York City. Well, Broadway is very important in Nashville as well, and that's where we'll see you out there performing as well.
Yeah, we're there usually a lot of times during the early part of the week, and then sometimes we'll go to some of our home bars. Whiskey Bent has an upstairs room called the Frontier Room. We play there a good bit. The old home place, Bootleggers Inn, down on the corner of 2nd Broadway. We play there on every so often when I'm in town. Which is another thing is that I don't understand is that we got all these country artists talking about Nashville this, Nashville that, and they don't even play here. So I want to be that guy that no matter how big we get, we can pop in anywhere and play. Some of these guys are putting bars in and naming them after themselves. all kinds of stuff down here, but they don't ever play here. I mean, maybe the Ryman or maybe the Grand Ole Opry every so often they slip in for 3 songs and just those places, and then they're gone.
Yeah,
But
on to the next stop, right?
oh yeah, man. I mean, I'm gonna be a handful when we finally do get all that management coming in. There's gonna be a lot of fist fights. I guarantee you.
Well, we look forward to seeing that first weekend in May here in Chillicothe. And as Jay was telling me before the interview here, he's been to Chillicothe before, just hadn't stayed very long. So we'll have you for at least 48 hours or so.
Oh yeah, man. We've been ripping and running all over the country, and I come through there quite a bit. My boys up in I did music for my whole life, and then I grew a beard, and then I got this beard endorsement with a group called Honest Amish Beard Products, and they're up in Pennsylvania. So I come through there all the time, just cruising up to their place. So
You'll know the road here. So we are happy to have you here in town. So thank you for your time today. And again, if you want to find out more, we've been scrolling the information up on top of our screen here and how you can find Jay Edwards and his music. Thanks for your time today, Jay.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.